All right, everybody, welcome to another Scouching report for the 2025 NHL Draft. It is our second last report of the year. We are taking a look at Michael Misa, likely to be one of the first names off the board in this year's NHL Draft. Michael Misa is one of the most talented playmakers I have seen in the last few years. Not just because of, how skilled he is, how fast he is, how creative he is, but just how he juggles his abilities and sees the ice so well. And it feels like almost every single time he touches the puck, something really, really, really good will happen. Now, towards the end of the year, he was fighting off some injuries in the playoffs. His team was eliminated really early, so he hasn't played hockey in a while. And I will admit, the last game I saw of him was less than ideal, I think. But that being said, Michael Misa is a player who has absolutely tremendous talent in this year's NHL Draft. He's a natural center. I think he's faster than he gets credit for. His skating stride is wonderful. His pass timing is impeccable. His vision and awareness of line mates is excellent. And it feels like no matter how fast or slowly the game is going, he is able to make something happen and really move the play in the right direction a lot of the time. So we're not going to waste any time here. Let's get into the video on Michael Misa. But before we do, if you like what we do, definitely like and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, definitely consider a subscription over at Scouching.ca, where you'll get access to these videos as early as they come out, as well as plenty of data tables for both players that have been drafted and draft eligibles for this year's draft, and visualization tools with my tracked data, all kinds of fun stuff that you can check out over on that website. Tons of fun, so check it out, and let's get into the video on Michael Misa. So this first clip is going to be the first instance of, I think, what makes Michael Misa such an intriguing defensive player, even when he's not the most physical player in the world. I'd argue that's a major issue in his game right now, but here's Michael Misa, and his off-puck reads and the skating ability to take a couple of steps and get into lanes is, I would say, elite. I don't usually like throwing the word around like that, but it is for him. I think his off-puck reads and ability to just get into passing lanes, this is against the London Knights, and for him to just snag the puck there, throw it on net, and create a couple of scoring chances or start a couple of scoring chances here is just really, really good. I mean, he's in a scoring position here, so he's in some open ice, and if this puck comes across the offensive zone here from Mr. Epperson, he's able to put it on net, but nothing happens there. But what does he do? Just steps right in, quick turn and fire, rebound. This could have been a goal off of a breakout here. So really nice start for Misa, and I've seen him do this kind of thing a lot. This is just some beautiful skating. And again, I look at this and I go, okay, the way he's wired, any improvement from here will make him even better, right? That skating ability to create some space for himself, create a new angle, and just create a good possession in the offensive zone there with a really insane spin move from Zane Parekh there at the end. I mean, this is kind of a big thing that I love about him, is that, again, in any situation, he finds a way to sort of work off of what's in front of him and make something happen that can keep play moving in the right direction. So for me, another indication of just how smart he is and how he uses some good skill and skating ability to create advantages. This is beautiful. I mean, I don't know what else you want me to say. So Misa gets the puck here on the offensive zone entry here, and I mean, that skill move to cross up this defenseman and go in this lane is wonderful, and he does it perfectly. Cuts right into the middle, and then just a beautiful pass through 61 there, right? I mean, Michael Misa stitching all of this together in a couple of strides, and then, I mean, that's very nearly a tape-to-tape perfect pass at a bit of a complicated angle, changing that angle at the last second. Not the easiest thing to do, right? Obviously this guy here is teed up for a shot that's probably coming through the stick here, but Misa does, I think, the smarter thing and goes, okay, but I've got this. And this is not really as doable for this player to cut off, and this guy's not much of a threat. So he gives it a try, and I think that against higher level competition or with higher level teammates, they should be able to cover that gap a little bit quicker and maybe get themselves in a better shooting position on that play. But that kind of creativity and that kind of making that kind of a read is really impressive to me. This again just showcases, I think, Misa's skating ability and confidence and the skill level that he's got, right? I know I've said before, I'm not a huge fan of guys carrying the puck out to the blue line, and I mean, he's not facing a tremendous amount of pressure here, so I don't really mind it that much. But what he does here, I mean, I would rather him just like not shoot it from here, which he doesn't do, and makes a really nice skill move, cuts in, puts the puck in front, and then is right there again, getting it back and throwing it back out to the blue line. Really simple, but really well executed stuff. Really great skill on display around the perimeter here. I mean, this is a guy who I think can run in a really structured, mobile offensive system and just do a really good job sort of switching out with guys and getting deeper into the offensive zone and just following up on his own plays. It's just really good. This is just another really interesting play. And again, I think the explosiveness and the skating ability is good, but any improvement from here and he could be lights out. Misa just slips right through a bunch of defensemen here. Again, not the fastest guy in the world, but he does have a very efficient stride. He seems to cover a lot of ice with each stride and just gets right through them, and he's home free, right? Just cuts right to the net, draws a penalty, and not much else I can really ask for on this, right? Just a nice read, nice jump into the offensive zone here. Beautiful pass as well, and gets a nice scoring chance. Here's more, right? Again, this is what I really love about guys like Misa, is this ability to think in any situation that you're in, right? So Misa gets a bit of a weird pass reception, takes it in a really creative way in a spin, and again, just pops the puck through one guy, through another, and then a pass into the slot under that kind of a pressure in that position. To think of that on the fly is wild to me, but he gets the job done. It almost creates a really dangerous scoring chance. And for me, this really does indicate that Misa is a player who, again, being fast and skilled and everything, that's great. And he does have some of that in his game, but being able to utilize your abilities and do so in a little bit of a chaotic situation like this at this age is really hard. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do. And I mean, making plays like this in quick succession is pretty wild. A really nice, sneaky little pass here. Just good resistance under pressure here from Misa against Bruštevitz. And I honestly thought he was going to keep carrying it around the perimeter here, but he does a cheeky little move to get the puck slipped into the slot here and potentially for a scoring chance. I mean, he does have a lane, right? There's nobody else here, and the next guy in the way is his teammate. So maybe a little bit more mustard behind that pass is a little more threatening, but you kind of see what he's kind of going for here. And then he just hits a guy, throws it right back out in front. I mean, this guy just chained plays together over and over and over again this year. And this is how you score 130 points or whatever it was this year, because he just constantly is involved in play, following up, creating a bit of opportunity, and just getting pucks in front. So this is a hint of things to come with regards to Michael Misa's scoring ability. But again, really beautiful one-touch pass here, play with Mr. Epperson here. Just bang, goes to the net. And this is kind of how he also did it, right? I wouldn't say Michael Misa's the greatest shooter in this year's draft at all, but in terms of scoring, he is pretty close. Slipping right behind the defenseman and being ready right there for the rebound. Stick on the ice. Super simple, but this is the kind of thing that if you do it over and over again, just a little give and go to the net. This is how you score goals. This is that on display. This results in a goal from Misa, one of his 60 plus goals this year, right? So again, open ice, clear lane to the net. This is just as simple as it gets. Really nice pass, and one touch, it goes in the net. Great stuff. I mean, some people rightfully point out that Misa's not known for his physical play, but I think he brings more than enough in other areas to more than make up for it. And also, I think he does enough in a certain kind of role in that area to be a useful player, right? Tracks this puck down low. This is what you want your centers doing, right? He keeps on the guy, just keeps hammering away at him. Stick check, shove, stick check, he's involved. This guy can grind. I've seen it be done in the games I've seen of him. So, again, it's not something he's known for, but not every player needs to be known for that, especially if they do play center and can do stuff like this, which is just tracking the play really well, staying up and pursuing really, really well, and just stick checking and trying to be a hassle. And whatever causes a turnover is fine by me. This is just insane. I mean, this is what I mean by when I look at a Michael Misa. I've said this over the course of the year, but the guy in the NHL, he kind of reminds me of a little bit. And again, I'm not making a direct comparison that this guy's going to be the next player who is this player, but Misa does remind me a little bit of how Sidney Crosby manages the puck and works off of his line mates. I think he just does an extraordinarily good job on this play here, right? He's got space, and I mean, I bet there are people out there who go, I wish he had enough speed to just cut into this lane and attack the net himself, but watch what he does. Spins off of that guy, so now he's still protecting the puck. Maybe he could just hand it off to this guy. They can go down low. He switches out. Maybe then, he could circle around, go to the slot. Maybe they get a scoring chance. But what does he do? Waits. Bang. This trailing forward, getting in and waiting until there's this lane and a tape-to-tape pass like that. He does all of those things and makes that switch so quickly. And I see things like this with Misa, and I don't see it with other guys. I just really don't. And not many players ever have been able to sort of go, I can work my way around this situation. I can just make a turn, put my back to this player, create a bit of a different look for myself. And I mean, he's facing like the blue line at one point, and he manages to send a pass across his body to a trailing forward on this play. Like, this was one where I just kind of went, oh, okay, like there's something different about this guy relative to the other guys in this draft class. Just a beautiful pass, and this is how you generate offense. This is just how you do it at any level. If you can do this against the NHL, you're going to be fine. Another really great structured play here from Saginaw that Misa sort of helps quarterback. What I love about this is, again, watch Misa on the breakout here. He makes himself a great target just by turning, and now he's ready to receive this pass. If you've got the room behind you, if you have the awareness to know that you can sort of turn your back to the defenseman in the neutral zone because they're just not there, make it an easy pass target for yourself. Make your life for your defenseman easy, right? And again, just a little drop pass there on the entry. Really great separation here. Awareness of space, gets up the ice, waits a little bit, drop pass, and now they have a pretty good scoring chance, right? And so to me, again, I look at a play like this and I see Misa cutting in here, and this is not a very good shooting opportunity. It probably gets blocked. He's really far from the net. And this is why I kind of want players who often do enter the offensive zone and put it on net to sort of think a little bit more about what their other options might be, right? 21 makes a nice cut here and helps Misa out quite a bit, but that's a much more threatening opportunity created from a little misdirection, crossing over each other, and just dragging defensemen around and creating a little bit of confusion. Like, that's sometimes all you need. Misa starts this play by going to the net here, which, again, this is how he scored goals. He can tip them, he can get rebounds, he can shoot it from distance if he needs to, but just follows up, gets this puck down low, and again, pinpoint pass under some pressure. I watched this play back, and everything just happened so quickly, right? I mean, if you look at this play, this guy just entered the frame and is entering the play here, right? Misa just gets the puck here in the corner. He's coming up the half wall, and he manages to find him, right? It just is so fast. He takes a look for, I don't even know how long. I could probably count the frames. In fact, I'm going to count the frames. So I counted like 6 frames to just look. I mean, he shoulder checks a quadrillion times on this play too, which is great, but actually spotting that trailing forward there and hitting him with the pass like that, it happens extremely quickly. And again, not many guys can do that. I mean, I was really impressed when I saw this. This whole game he played was ridiculous. This is another example of that timing with Misa, right? So he gets the puck in the defensive zone, nice little errant pass. He cuts it off. But then again, first of all, note where he's sort of oriented. He's sort of oriented to go this way. And this is what I mean by like deception or misdirection, right? He takes a little skill move, a little stutter step, and he just goes to this direction instead. And it's a much, much easier pass option here. Clean, and gets the entry. He follows up, gets down low, and keeps hanging onto the puck, makes a play, gets a one-touch pass he wasn't expecting. But then again, the patience, and maybe the defensive structure here fell apart a little bit, but the patience and the timing, right? He fetches the puck down low off of a bit of chaotic situation as well. And look, like, in front of the net is clogged, right? The lane that he utilizes opens up between here and here. And so for him to recognize that quickly and just hang on to the puck and put it onto his backhand and then try to get the puck here to 9 and actually do it and create an opportunity. 9 doesn't handle it amazingly well, but you see the point, right? Like, this is kind of what I love about him, is this constant just chain of possession, this constant motion and constant creation. And he's just a guy who is a catalyst for everyone. Like, the better the players he plays with, I think the better he's going to be. I don't think he's on his own, a guy who, he's not Connor McDavid. You don't give him the puck and he wins a game for you, but you put him out on the ice for 20 minutes with some of the best scorers in the world, and they're going to score 50 goals or something. Like, this guy just knows how to move the puck, knows how to see people, knows how to play as a team, and just keeps generating things. And you don't score 130 points in the OHL by not being much of a generator. So this play ends with something I'm not a huge fan of with any player, so we'll get to that in a second. But what I want to note is, again, the pass decision here, right? This guy falls down. What if I told you that Misa manages to create a scoring chance out of this, right? This guy falls down. He gets back up, and between the time he gets back up and Misa hits him with a pass here is like, what, a tenth of a second, and they get themselves a scoring chance. It doesn't go in, but again, how quickly he goes, all right, you have it, right? He doesn't shoot there, right? He scored 60 goals this year by doing things like this too, right? Where it's not just, give me the puck here. This is a perfectly reasonable place to shoot the puck from, right? He's right there in a scoring area on a pass reception, but what's better than that? Making them think you're going to shoot, and then taking advantage of this because you got this guy sticking your way. So he does it, and then follows up, gets possession, faces some pressure, protects the puck really well. But then, to me, yuck, takes it out to the blue line, and just hands it over. Not awesome at the end there, but this is just like, not many guys are doing this year as quickly as he does it. And the NHL, you got to do stuff quickly. Again, a bunch of great passes on this play. First, a simple pass out to the blue line here. They got tons of space to play with, so smart move. And then he cuts into the middle here. Beautiful pass lane awareness, gets down low, and another just really great pass into the slot, trying to hit Chernyshov. Really, really, really good stuff. And I'm a huge fan of this. I mean, I just see so much here that, again, like, he doesn't need to be the most resilient, skilled, fast guy in the world, because he just thinks so quickly and so surgically and so precisely that anything that improves in those other areas will only make him better from here, which is a scary, scary thought. This is just stupid, right? I mean, I don't even need to really break it down, but he gets the open ice there, gets his first scoring chance of the play. On the rebound, they get it. He gets it back, and then, I mean... Like, how do you even think of that? How do you... I've played hockey all my life, and I at the age of 17, if I was doing this kind of... I mean, I would be Michael Misa if I was doing this kind of thing at 17, but I don't even understand, like, where you get this idea. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a pass between the legs like that, you know? Like, sort of diagonally or to your 3 o'clock below your legs. Like, it's just to your 3 o'clock between your legs just makes no sense to me, but hey... I mean, it works, and then he gets another scoring chance, and this one goes in. So, again, a huge, huge sequence here from Misa, where the puck touches are quick, but boy, they are smart and creative and really just... woo, searing stuff here from Misa. And this is fast, but again, that off-puck awareness. He takes one little stride, and look at the pocket of space he's got here. This is against the Oshawa Generals, a team that went to the finals in the OHL. Slips right through him, and then bang, makes no mistake, he's got a goal. Again, a simple skate, right? He takes this route. He might be a tipping threat or whatever, but I mean, taking the other route he takes, you know, towards the back post there, tons of space, no mistake, quick release, on and off his stick, clockwork. It's wonderful. So the off-puck play and the pursuit defense, I think, is where Michael Misa really shines defensively. Yes, he's not the most physical guy in the world, but again, cuts off that pass, then sticks with it after he doesn't handle it perfectly, and the puck is now down low, and he goes to the net and almost gets himself a scoring chance. So this all sort of happens. It's a team effort here, I think, from Saginaw, but this awareness off the puck from Misa to at least block that pass and create a little bit of chaos. I mean, if he does handle this a little bit better, he's got a great opportunity right in front of him here that I imagine he would have done. But you know, 11 knocks it down too, but he stays with it, takes a couple of strides, knocks it down, and then goes right to the net. Just good stuff. This is all I really need out of guys, right? Just show a willingness to do this kind of thing. Misa again with good off-puck positioning here. He's right where he needs to be in front of the net, and this pass is not sent perfectly to its target, but he's right there to pick it up, right? Good awareness, kind of could read where that play is going, but you know, gets it up the ice, simple pass, gets it out of the zone. Here's another one. Great coverage from Misa here. Again, the physicality, whatever. It's not there as much as other guys, okay. But who cares? The skating ability, he sticks with that guy really well, protects the puck really well, and then as soon as he recognizes pressure, it's to someone else. This kind of thing to me is what I really want to see. I think no matter what, if you get the job done, if you can cause turnovers and get the puck in the offensive zone with control, I don't care how you do it. I think that this is just a good indication of Misa's ability to use his skating ability to defend really well. So it's not something that concerns me, honestly. This guy's just so annoying sometimes if you're an opponent, right? Look at him just on the forecheck here. Again, there's no physical contact here, but I don't think he really cares. He goes, I'm just getting the puck and throwing it out in front. Like, he turned a defensive zone retrieval into a scoring chance in 5 seconds, you know, like, and he did it without pushing a guy, without touching a guy. He just took the puck right off of him, lifted a stick, and boom, you got yourself a scoring chance. Misa was a machine. This is just what he did almost all season long, and seeing these back relative to the playoff game that I tracked, it is very reassuring because he was not doing this in the playoffs, unfortunately, and he was fighting an injury. But seeing this during the regular season, this is what he's all about, and this was all he did all season long. Again, no laziness is allowed when Michael Misa's on the ice, right? This should not be a giveaway, right? If you're London, I mean, if you're a hockey fan at all, if you thought this was going to be a giveaway in his own zone, look what happens. Flips it, Misa knocks it down and in it goes. Like, this is why when I look at guys who are defensemen and they're breaking the puck out and I see them just doing this kind of thing, it's like, you either better get it out of the zone and be sure you're getting it out of the zone, or I'm not a huge fan, because guys like Michael Misa are around in the NHL and they will make a read on that play. They will know what you're doing, take advantage of it, and make something happen out of it, right? Goes to a scoring area, gets at least a shot on net, and keeps something going here and has possession down low. So yeah, again, turns a bit of a lazy breakout pass into a possession in the offensive zone after a scoring chance in, what is this, 11 seconds. Like, it's nuts. Here's even more of that. I mean, I don't know what else I need to really show you here. This is just over and over and over again. That breakout pass had a target, right? That guy was here. Misa's skating ability got him in the way first, and then he cuts into a wide open lane here, right? No mistake, just goes, scoring chance. You know, he maybe had a passing opportunity, but I don't really fault him for not taking the extremely high danger opportunity here that was sort of in front of him, sort of, kind of, but just go to the net, get your scoring chance, and yeah. Amazing. So Misa starts this play, taking a shot from a medium danger area here on the rush, and, you know, Oshawa seems to have control of the puck here, right? But, you know, Misa's again in really nice open space here. The puck carrier is here, and what happens? Nice forecheck there from whoever that is, and Misa gets the puck, and again, this is so scary to me. like if you're Michael Misa here, you get the puck, and you cut into the middle here, you do exactly what you're supposed to do, right? You've got the lane here. He gets into a scoring area, right? And instead of shooting or stepping up a little further and shooting from somewhere in here, no questions asked, just a pass over to your teammate, selfless. And that's a really dangerous chance, right? The kid just knows how to play hockey, and he's really, really good at it. So we're going to flip over to the areas of improvement that there might be for Michael Misa. And I mean, again, there's not a ton. I mean, I think that all of his raw fundamental abilities are extremely good, but there's nothing really elite, I think, in his game. But I think that if anything, it's just a matter of like, can everything just get better? That's really the biggest thing, is how much better is he going to get from here? And I mean, I think there's headroom with the way that he thinks. I mean, the pace with which he makes plays, like on this is nice speed on a breakout, but it's not elite game breaking speed, but it's good for this level. He drops down low and sort of does the right thing here by driving to the net, which I love. But again, that resilience is good, but that's going to be a big area, I think, for NHL quality players against him. I think that's going to be a big thing that he's going to need to adapt. He gives the puck away on this play, but again, like, you know, the quickness and agility here, like, he's got a wide open lane to the net here and doesn't make anything happen, but he does drive down low. Like, this isn't a bad play, and fends off some pretty good pressure there from Luca D'Amato, who's a very small defenseman, granted, and then he just gives the puck away down low, but I'm not going to fault him too much for this. Like, there's a lot of great but not like elite level things here, and we're talking top 2 draft picks, so you know, I think it's just something to be aware of. Like, is this guy going to be a Connor McDavid level talent in the NHL? I mean, I don't know, but you know, it's one of these things where it's just a matter of like, he's going to need to just kind of get better. I mean, it's hard to explain and it's very dumb analysis, but based on the way he thinks and everything, that's really the only question mark I have. And the other thing too is, I think he is a player who, I think the footwork side of things, the finesse in terms of skating ability, can be a bit of a lacking point for me. Like on this play, he just doesn't really track that rush coming against him very well. And again, that sort of better lateral footwork to close those gaps a little bit better and be a bit harder on those checks, I think is going to be something that I'd like to see a little bit better in the future. So again, just kind of out-muscled along the boards here. This is another thing that I think is going to be an area of improvement. Like, guys are going to be big in the NHL. Losing guys along the boards in your own end, not ideal. And again, he's still very young, and who knows what he's going to be like in 5 years. But this is something where I'm kind of going, oh, you know, this is a bit of a pattern with him. Like, strength is going to be a thing I think Misa, like any other young player, is really going to need, right? Kind of turns off that guy in his own end, but he gets an opportunity for a breakout here. And there's a few clips I have, but I only really wanted to show one of him sort of struggling under pressure a little bit, resisting stick checks and just staying strong on the puck. I mean, I'm being really nitpicky because, I mean, there's not a whole lot in his profile overall that is really a bit of a question mark. I mean, but again, a lot of the things that weren't amazing were a lot of defensive things, defensive transition, stoppage, you know, being strong on the puck, those kinds of things, I think were not, you know, as good as they could be, or they might hold him back from being an actually elite sort of all-around NHL player. But yeah, there really isn't that much that I have here because he just does stuff like this. This is the last clip I have. And I mean, again, Misa just in a good supportive position, cuts to the net. You know, this is just such a strong foundation, gets the puck right back on a stick check of his own, and makes no mistake, gets the puck to Chernyshov there. Like, I don't know. I mean, I think with Misa, like, there are some areas that I think you can rightfully criticize. And yeah, he's not the most physically active hitty boy in the world. But I mean, I feel like if this is a guy that puts on some more muscle, gets stronger on the puck, and even if it doesn't make him faster in the next level, I think that being stronger on the puck and with the way that he thinks and the way that he can pass and how he gets to the net, it's all just gonna make him better and better and better from here. I don't really see how, you know, there's a way forward where he doesn't become a very, very talented offensive NHL player at the least. But I think he's got all the potential in the world to be a really, really, really talented player at both ends of the ice someday. And that's it. So Michael Misa, man, I mean, really great player. And we had the pleasure of meeting him a few months ago, and he really came off like a kid who just loves hockey and just wants to learn and, you know, be a team player. And, you know, he's a natural center, and there's all this stuff that just checks so many boxes, at least for what I look for in a player. Misa is smart. He is selfless. He can score on his own if he wants to. He is resilient, pretty resilient under pressure, more than I thought he would be. He is, you know, creative and extremely creative player, and just there aren't that many holes in his game, really. The only things I can really question are, again, just that strength on the puck more consistently, especially under stick checks, was a little bit of an issue. And the other thing is just, again, there's a lot of, you know, he's a really beautiful skater, but the speed isn't elite. He's really skilled and uses it really well, but the skill level isn't elite. You know, he's a competitive guy, but he's not the most physical guy in the world. There's a lot of, you know, 8.5 out of 10 things across the board, which, you know, if you're drafting a guy second overall, personally, I mean, I think that's fine to have. You know, it's good to have those types of players. I thought the same things about Macklin Celebrini last year. A few different categories might have been a little better and a little worse, but a similar overall package. And so for me, I think that's great. I think that you can work on things with him as well. He's not done physically developing he's not done physically developing probably. And so for me with Misa, I just think there's so much here to really, really love. And at the end of the day, I don't really have much else to say. I mean, I think in this video, his play speaks for itself, but I mean, you look at the data on him that I have, it is unbelievable. I mean, across the board, just a machine. Really great dangerous passing rates, even better scoring chance generation on his own. Like 3/4 of his shot attempts came from scoring areas, and he took 25% of his team's shot attempts. 20% of his team's shot attempts total were Michael Misa from scoring areas this year. And that all the clips that we've shown, a lot of them are making plays from him as well. So, you know, really good rates of shot assists, but really good dangerous area shot assist generation, really good shot attempt creation for his team. His team was very, very good with him on the ice. And so, you know, being at 43% with that much offensive generation around him going on is really, really good. There might be some other players who are up near 55% this year, but the guys around them just weren't as good, I think, as what Misa had to work with. The offensive transition numbers are unbelievable. You know, guys that push 80% efficiency offensively in the CHL don't come around very often, and it's very rare that those guys don't become pretty good NHL players. But he was also a pretty efficient defensive transition player if he was a little bit uninvolved, but he was more about sort of chasing down loose pucks, you know, creating separation from guys, getting to pucks first, you know, little stick lifts, stick checks, all those little things, because physicality was not really in his game. His hit rates were very low. His defensive cycle break numbers were pretty low, but that's also because his team just wasn't in the defensive zone a tremendous amount with him on the ice. So the offensive forechecking numbers are what I really focus on for him defensively, like a really, really strong number. Some guys were a little better. I think Brady Martin was a little better in that regard, and Martin was certainly a better defensive zone cycle breaker and a hitter. But I mean, that's because he was also in the defensive zone a lot more. But regardless, with Michael Misa, there's just so much here that I just have a hard time ignoring. And yes, this is with the playoff game that I tracked where he was not very effective. The team itself was not very effective. But overall, though, this analytical picture for Misa is nothing but elite. And, you know, I know people always will, you know, and I know it's 2025. People will say what they will about AI software and everything, but I have fed all my tracked data into AI software and basically asked it to, you know, scrape a bunch of stuff about hockey strategy and knowledge and everything and go based on just the analytics here, based on just the numbers, and considering the league quality these guys are playing in and their size even to a certain point, what do you think is the order that you would put these players in an analytical manner? Because I have so much track data, I don't know how to make heads or tails out of really picking who is the most optimized out of all of them. And so obviously you take it with a grain of salt, but Michael Misa ended up number 1. Matthew Schaefer ended up number 2, but Michael Misa was number 1. And I mean, I don't disagree. I think that in terms of efficiency and creating chances and results and everything, Misa was the best I've seen this year. I mean, the only real thing I can see is people are looking at him and going, well, his playoffs weren't great, and, you know, he didn't go to the U18s, and he's not very physical. But I mean, to me, I feel like that's like saying, well, I didn't study for the test all semester, but I crammed at the last minute and half the pages in my textbook were wet, so I couldn't read them. It's like, yeah, but if you had read the book before the pages got wet, you would know what's in the book. And it's like, so you kind of know what's there with Misa, especially knowing that he was injured. I mean, that's not the most amazing analogy, but it makes sense in my brain, so I don't care. At the end of the day, I think Michael Misa is one of the best players in this year's class. It's him and Matthew Schaefer at a top tier for me. He's a really talented guy, really good kid as well, and I think he's just a machine when it comes to just going out and playing hockey, and I think he's got the brightest future ahead of him the better and better he gets from here. I think he's going to be as good as he wants to be, and I think he's the type of person to put in the work to get as good as he can be. So with that, we're going to call it. We are off to our last Scouching report. I can only imagine who you might think that might be. Thank you very much for joining me. Again, like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you really like what we do, definitely consider a subscription over at Scouching.ca, and we'll see you in the next one, the last one before the NHL draft. See ya.